So it has been a minute. A lot has changed. Obviously, I'm in a different setting right now. This is basically the only place where I feel comfortable enough to film because our place is like filled with boxes, and I'm really excited. I'm excited for this next chapter of my life. A lot has changed. I am going back to therapy. I think I was just like in a really, really bad mindset for so long, especially when it comes to losing jobs. Even though you feel like, and you know that this will pass, for mine it's been kind of lasting a lot longer than I had anticipated. I actually have been writing over on my blog. I think I have about 5 posts. I stopped for a little while just because I was rereading it and realizing I was just in a really bad headspace when I was writing that. But it's kind of about the struggles that I've gone with from being unemployed. Obviously, don't want to sit here and whine and complain. I think people like to, I don't know. I've had like, I think that unemployment, a lot of times you feel like a job can define you. And if you don't have a job, you feel useless and worthless. But I know in my heart and in my head that couldn't be further from the truth. Anyway, if you would like to read more about my struggles and where my mind has been, I will link my blog below where I have kind of been writing. That has been my creative outlet. But today, I think I'm going to put on some makeup. Got my little Jeffree Star Cosmetics bag. I love this bag. I'm not sure I love the human being who created it. At this time of day, it likes to be really, really noisy in my neighborhood. So hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully the audio won't be a pain in the ass to edit. So I feel like the YouTube world has kind of just fallen apart since I've been gone. Not fallen apart. I've been watching a lot of Canadian YouTubers, Samantha Ravindal and Alana Davison. I love them. Obviously, I love Jamie Page as well. I just feel like they're so like drama-free. And Christy, we'll throw Christy in there. Even though she's not in Canada, she's like basically there. There are people out there who are beauty YouTubers who don't deal with all the drama crap. I'm so over the whole like James Charles and Tati thing. Oh my gosh. That whole thing, honestly, was a mess. Like, I'm sorry. How old is Tati? 37-year-old woman coming after a 19-year-old. Like, please. If I was 19, like, I did the dumbest stuff when I was 19. Oh, I look so good right now. I couldn't imagine. I think it's funny whenever, like, editing Shelby here. Basically, I didn't really have a good transition from the Tati and James things over to the story that I'm about to tell. But in my mind, there was a connection. So basically what I was trying to say is I can't believe that Tati, a 37-year-old, like, came for a 19-year-old. Now, I do agree. I think at 19, I think you should be grown up a little bit, and when you do things, you need to take responsibility for the things that you do. But what I was trying to insinuate is I think it's funny whenever older individuals, like for instance, people who are significantly older than me going on my Instagram, looking at my pictures and like having an opinion, when to me I feel like a 50-year-old shouldn't be spending time looking at like a 20-year-old's Instagram and commenting and trying to create drama. I think it's pathetic. And I feel like Tati kind of did this with James. Like, she was like, he needs to learn a lesson. I think it should have been done privately. I think that it didn't have to be done in video form. I think that shows that even people who are older make mistakes. And You know, it doesn't matter if you're 50 or 40 or 37 years old, you can still be just as immature as a 19-year-old. So that is why I'm about to tell this story that's coming up next. Just wanted to clarify. Okay, I'm going to go back to editing now. Bye. I post something on Instagram or on YouTube. I hear your comments. I had a family friend, and this like upset me. So obviously on YouTube I talk about the struggles of finding a job and like our money struggles. And last year when I got my job with Beautyac, I'll say it because I've mentioned this company before. When I got my job with them, I was really, really excited. We had $200 left in the bank, and I had just gotten this job, which means obviously we had to wait 2 weeks before I was going to get even paid. So like to have 3 credit cards maxed out and $200 left in the bank, that's really, really difficult to live off of. And we celebrated. I posted on Instagram a picture or a video of my husband popping a bottle of champagne, I guess. And we were celebrating the fact that I had gotten a job and he had gotten his co-founder for his company. Basically, we were like one day from him quitting his dream, going to work, and basically just like packing up and either moving where we could find a job or just like basically giving up on all of our dreams. We posted this whole thing about like our struggles, and obviously posted a video of him popping a bottle of champagne. I had a family friend, basically somehow word got back to my mom, and they were like, Shelby's lying about how much money they actually have. Obviously she's not in that bad of a place because she bought a $60 bottle of champagne. They literally watched the video. Ugh, it makes me like upset to even think about it. They watched the video, looked up the brand of champagne that we had gotten, and Googled it and saw that it was $60, and basically it was like, Shelby's a liar. She doesn't have that bad of money problems because that bottle of champagne was $60. Or like something to the effect of like, well, why is she buying a $60 bottle of champagne if she really has that many money problems? I had told my mom, I said, basically how we got it was we drove out to my parents-in-law's house, my husband's parents, and they have like a lot of wine, a lot of champagne that they had bought, and they were in Europe at the time. And we went to their place, we found a bottle of champagne, and we took it home with us. We didn't buy it ourselves. We literally took it from our parents. We knew that they wouldn't care, and we wanted to celebrate. We took a bottle from their house, and we popped it because this had been such a long time coming. And the fact that someone so close to me who I love felt the need to go out and Google basically like how much money we were spending on things. Like, it's so ridiculous. Or like if I sit here putting on, it would be like if I was sitting here putting on makeup and somebody was to be like, oh my gosh, that foundation is $70. You say you have money problems and you have a foundation that's $70. Like, first of all, it's none of your damn business. It's just not. And second of all, you have no idea how I got this makeup. You have no idea if it was a gift. You have no idea if I'm borrowing it from a sister-in-law or a friend. You have no idea if I got it for Christmas. You know nothing. So just like that whole thing, the fact that like I've realized that I care so much, an unhealthy amount. I care about what people think. And at the end of the day, whether or not I have a job or our money situation or whatever, at the end of the day, it's none of your dang business. At the end of the day, I think that people need to worry about their own life and also have empathy and sympathy for people who are struggling with things. It's hard enough to openly talk about my struggles, but then also to like have people who you love basically like judge you. For instance, so we have this new place, and like I obviously want to post about it, and I obviously want to talk about it because it's really exciting for us. How we got this apartment was not, it's a condo, okay, so technically like someone owns it. We had in-laws basically approach us and say, hey, we have property we want to sell, and in order to not have to pay taxes on that property, you have to buy another property. So they approached us and they said, hey, would you guys want to get a place? Basically, like, you guys can pick it out. Here's the budget that you have to stay in, and we'll essentially buy you a place. Now, they're not buying us a place. They own it. So one day when this place sells, we won't make any money off of it, and we're going to start paying rent on it. But I was so afraid to talk about it and to post about it because of what other people would think. I don't want other people sitting there being like, oh, obviously they're not in that bad of money problems if they're moving to a new condo. Oh, obviously they can afford things and they're just lying about their financial situation. It's like, just because good things are happening to us, maybe like be happy for us instead of picking apart our situation. That's where I've been. I have been moving. I have been wearing powder. Oh my gosh, who is she? It's so hot here. Well, except today. Today it's actually like 60 something degrees outside. It's a very odd day. It rained a little bit last night. I think we have kind of like rain that's going to be coming through the Nashville area. Oh my gosh, my skin just like loves Nashville. Well, except for right now, I'm like breaking out. But the humidity, when I moved to San Diego, oh my gosh, my skin was so freaking dry. And it's so funny because you see YouTubers and they talk about how dry their skin is and, you know, how, just basically how like dry their skin is. Most of them do anyway. And it's, I'm going to tell you, it's because of that dry heat, y'all. Oh my gosh. San Diego, LA, Southern California in general, it will dry you out, honey. And as soon as I moved away, my skin was like, thank you. Thank you. Kylie Blush. I love this blush. This is called Crush. It reminds me a lot of, hold on. It reminds me a lot of this Cover FX monochromatic blush in Pink Dahlia. Did I buy it in this color? I think I meant to buy a different color, but this says Pink Dahlia on it. How am I just not noticing this? Basically, I feel like these two are very similar, even though like on camera they don't look very similar. This one is super pigmented, and I do like these blushes. I feel like they got a lot of hype for like half a second. But oh my gosh, I put on way too much blush. But I feel like these go on patchy, and maybe it's just this shade. And let me know if you've had this experience, but everyone was like talking. I've been loving these two highlighters. This one is Nude Sticks, the Nudies. This is in the shade Hey Honey, and it gives you like, it's so glossy looking. I've also been absolutely loving this Wet n Wild loose highlighter, and I'm So Lit. I'm just gonna put it on top of this. This Hey Honey shade is really like, things are going to stick to it, so it may look like I have a streak. We'll see. But I love how it looks on my cheeks. It's so pretty. I will say you need to like buff it in though. Otherwise it just kind of looks a little dry. But once you buff it in, it is like the prettiest. I just take a little from the cap. Ooh. And I just like go in. And it gives you the most glow from within look. It's not at all glittery. It's very metallic, which is why I love it. Next, I'm going to put on some more bronzer because I love bronzer. This is Becca's Bronze Bondi. I like using lots of bronzer. I'm also gonna take that. I've been loving just doing really simple eye looks. I'm gonna take that, and it kind of has a shimmer to it, so it looks really pretty on the eyes and gives it like this nice sheen. And I'm literally just going to throw that up in my crease, on my lid, and under the eye. I'm gonna take this Tom Ford quad. I bought this when I went to Seattle like forever ago, and this was kind of like my souvenir. I don't like to get kitschy souvenirs, and so I went to Nordstrom's headquarters because are you kidding me? Okay, so that just fell out. Great. Yeah, it's overpriced. Don't buy it. But I've been loving to take this gold shade and just pop it in that inner corner. I cannot believe that just happened. I'm gonna get a little fancy today. So I love using this technique. I do it quite often. But when you don't want to do liner, but you still want that definition to make your lashes look fuller, it was getting a little too noisy, so I just decided to do a voiceover. Basically what I'm doing here is taking a darker shadow, running that on my top lash line and my lower lash line. I'm winging it out a little bit, and this gives you the look of liner without being that intense. Next, I'm attempting to contour my lips to make them look a little bit bigger, which I learned from Jamie Page, but I think that the bronzer that I used was a little too orange looking, and I don't know if it really worked. Also lining my lips and putting on a gloss, and that is it for the look. I feel like my lips look like orange around them. I don't know if this contouring thing worked. I did it one time and it worked, but I feel like that Milk bronzer is almost like too warm. I don't know. Let me know if you think my lips look juicier. Anyway, so that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys don't mind that I've just been like doing get readies with me and like venting, because honestly right now that's kind of like all I can do. I want to do more fitness videos and put the more videos that require more time and effort, but right now our house is in shambles. Like, I mean, there's just like boxes and bags everywhere. Anyway, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys understand what I've been going through. I feel like every single like 2 months I just stop uploading and everybody's like used to it at this point, but regardless, thank you very much and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.